At Ballot Box, we believe every vote counts. That's why we created a platform in which you decide what initiative you want to see happen.
LA's homeless crisis is getting much worse.
Hundreds of homeless encampments have sprung up.
Coronavirus is spreading through LA's homeless population.
Most of them don't have bathrooms or access to the most basic human needs.
Anyone who's living in a rat-infested environment is at risk for things like hepatitis A, dysentery, E. coli, typhus.
In 2021, there are an estimated 570,000 homeless people living in the United States, with over 70,000 of them living in Los Angeles, bringing the U.S. to one of the highest homeless populations in the world. Amongst this community, one of the most overlooked issues is the lack of hygiene. How can we stop the spread of yet another deadly disease in the wake of our current pandemic? We sat down with LA residents to hear about the homeless crisis from their perspective.
In Los Angeles, there are currently 58 to 60,000 homeless people, but there are potentially millions of people who are on the threshold of being homeless.
The separation between classes here is something like you've never seen. And we like to, in this town, pride ourselves on social good and social justice and trying to better these communities. But the city has 100% given up on this class of people.
If we don't begin to change the infrastructure, if we don't find some kind of solution, this problem is just going to grow, becoming uncontainable.
Unlike most fully developed countries, the U.S. does not have a national homeless strategy, national healthcare system, or a poverty minimum safety net. This lack of basic human rights, the right to housing, right to food, and healthcare has created conditions for an out-of-control homelessness issue.
It's like we're living in medieval times. These people have fleas, there's rats, and that's how the plague and all this stuff got started. With the coronavirus right now and with Ebola a couple of years ago, it sends societies into downward spirals, and I'm scared that this is happening. And it's happening in my backyard.
Even before the pandemic, the homelessness community has been ravaged by disease. In LA, there have been several outbreaks of typhus and TB amongst this community.
If they're out in the streets and they're not in the shelter, they basically have no access to hygiene.
Most of these people haven't taken a shower in months, and I think a lot of times years, and they just accepted that their body is rotting away. And the easiest thing you can do is just wash yourself off, and they don't even have access to that.
Hygiene is a basic right for every human being. We can't expect people to move beyond a situation if they can't get clean. We can't expect them to even seek shelter if they can't get clean and they're not presentable.
These people are a part of your community. You can separate yourself as much as you want in your head, but there's going to be a point where you and them are going to be on the same level of susceptible to this type of public health crisis. We'd be ignorant to think that we're untouchable.
Ballot Box is partnering with Lava May, a nonprofit homeless service organization, to create a mobile hygiene unit that will provide over 60 homeless people with showers and hygiene products every day.
The long-term goal of Lava May is essentially to assist in changing the way that society sees and serves our unhoused neighbors. We feel that mobile hygiene is the perfect way of doing that.
This project will give up to 60 people access to showers, hygiene, and bathrooms every day.
Think about how you feel at the end of a day, or if you've gotten dirty, and how you feel after you've taken a shower. Then I want you to imagine someone who hasn't taken a shower for 12 years. And just imagine how they would feel about being able to get clean and the gratitude that you would feel if somebody extended that to you.
The pandemic has shown how important hygiene is to not only the homeless population's health, but to everyone's. Disease can spread fast, and mitigation is one of the most effective ways to combat it.
I believe that hygiene is one of the biggest preventers of infectious diseases like typhus. Not only are you keeping people clean, but you're creating the habit of people wanting to be clean. So if you're providing consistent hygiene, people will want to be clean more often.
The dignity and the pride that being clean gives you is the first step, I think, to helping these people get potentially back on their feet. To have that sort of prevention is life-changing.
Now more than ever, this initiative needs our support.
This initiative is a gateway to creating permanent housing solutions for the homeless population.
I think the Ballot Box is a wonderful project. Here at Lava Mae, we always have held the idea that it takes a village to do what we're doing. And so for anybody who wants to get involved in this work, we always encourage it.
People today feel like they can't make an impact, their voice doesn't matter. People can make their communities better from within, and you can be a part of this solution.
You can make a difference. Click here to vote on this initiative to make a direct impact on the homelessness crisis.
Go to ballotbox.world to sign up and vote for this initiative.